Hey everyone, welcome to the MatMadik channel. Okay, what we got here today? We got a song from Denise Homer, a Demun Jones song, RedWhiteBlue, the official lyric video from his channel. Alright, don't know this guy, but interesting. Is he, there's a, I'm just looking at the icon for his video, for his channel. He's got this hat on, looks like Amish. He's got this giant beard that looks like a face mask. Interesting, I gotta check out the guy. Alright. My apologies again for just being unavailable, but I don't know what to do, to be honest. I think one day it'll just kick in, but I'll keep making these pathetic apologies in the meantime. Let's just jump right into it, people. We ain't got much time. Demun Jones, Red, White, Blue. Let's check it out. Nice guitar.
America! You know, if you travel around this country, you'll notice that it ain't all this and it ain't all that. But it is a little bit of everything. All kinds of places and all kinds of people together. We're all equal. Right now, we the people. Now is the time we do no see no evil. It's just blue sky. The winds blow and the birds fly. In formation, one nation under God. Whether it's affliction, Louis Vuitton, that pricey true religion is straight up camouflage. From the hood to the city, way out in the sticks, the whole world's only got one country like this.
Wow, I take it that was the first verse. That was awesome. You know what I gotta say, I'm a very balanced guy, and I'm all about equality. Actually, somehow this reminds me of, it reminds me of a song with similar chords that I can't name right now, so I won't mention that. What's the boy's name? Joyner Lucas. I used to, follow these twats like John Oliver, Steve Colbert, Seth Meyers, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon. Who else? Anyway, all those fools. But anyway, I was not into politics like 2 years ago or so. So I should just check it out a bit more. Trump is the order of the day all the while, so just checked out these shows talking about what Trump is doing, and people at work I work with. Some of them are pretty let's just say left. I don't want to call them any names, but the left right now are pretty pathetic. Not necessarily that my work colleagues are pathetic, but the left. Anyway, thank gosh, John Oliver's lies are coming to light more and more. Focus, MatMadik. All right, let's just finish that point I was making. Yeah, it was all about dissing Trump here, dissing Trump there, Trump, and calling Trump supporters racist, brainwashed, cultist fools. And it's funny that that's kind of how I view the left at the moment. But I'm not demonizing anyone for being in a certain state. I'm just bringing this up to say this song reminds me of Joyner Lucas doing "I'm Not Racist," and when I saw it, of course, when I saw that song, I was, sorry everybody, nice little yawn. When I saw that song, I didn't know anything about Trump supporters, but it looked like it on the surface that it was a good song talking about a racist person coming face to face with a black guy, a racist white guy coming face to face with a black guy who's hard done by, and talking about how his struggles aren't appreciated because the white guy is too privileged and all this bull. Now look, I'm not saying that racism hasn't kicked certain people in the ass. There's a lot of racism right now, especially coming from the left, in my view. Just saying that song misrepresented Trump supporters quite a bit. The man had the MAGA hat on, and he was using all these N-words, cussing at this black man and calling him all these names, and he's mischaracterizing Trump, let alone Trump supporters. So when I saw that, now I'm looking, when I look back at that song now from my perspective of what I've been duped into thinking, I just had to say, you know what? Despite what Joyner Lucas said in that song, saying all lives matter is a protest of Black Lives Matter. No, I'm saying all lives matter, and I said that in a video before this. That's been my highest rated video. And it's just odd to me how, with all that's happened now, somebody could still keep chanting Black Lives Matter over All Lives Matter. It sounds deranged to me, because for goodness sake, equality is the goal, as this man was saying in the song right here. So, with all that's been said over the past few months over this race to the president, the White House, Trump and so Biden. Come on, man. Character. But not case. So that's my view. I don't want to keep throwing that in there. With all that's happened since, it stands to reason that equality is the ultimate goal. So I rate this guy definitely for showing how sane American values are when you just lay them out for people like this in this great song. So thank you very much, Denise Homer. That's excellent. It's a lot of talking, isn't it? Oh my gosh. I've spoken double the amount of time that the song is that the song lasts for. So let me just shut up and press play. Funny icon. Anyway, let's go.
What color are you? Me, I'm red, white, blue. America, throw your hands up.
Also the name.
The dream is coming true. Say what we like, go anywhere we want. We can love who we want and avoid who we don't. We can pray every day, get mad and fight, raise hell and protest to defend our rights.
That's kind of clever. To defend our right. It's almost like to defend our right wing, not just to defend our rights or our right to protest. Pray every day. Thank goodness Trump signed that executive order to permit praying in school. I mean, for once, if you're on the left, dudes, I'm sorry if I just thrown a lot of stuff out there that turn you off if you're left, but just listen to Trump for a change. All right, that's all I gotta say. It's just what he said sounds sane. I don't care who said it. If Biden all of a sudden just snapped out of his funk and just started to give people a lot of sensible answers for questions they ask him, I'd rate him for that. But I'd be getting nonsense. Sorry, too many yawnings. I'm just getting nonsense from him. What can I say? Let's just keep going.
For the underdog, we still be alright. When they lose, we still win. Pursue happiness in life. Start from the ground and build it up on your own. Another reason to be proud is land's my home. What color are you? Me, I'm red, white, blue. America, throw your hands up. The dream is coming true. What color are you? Me, I'm red, white, blue. Everybody put your flag up. 'Cause this is your land too. Big fields.
That was your line too. I didn't even realize you were gonna say that. Yeah, dude. For gosh sakes, what needs to be said? It's just sense. He's just making bloody sense. Anyway, it just shows you, with all this being said right here, if you insist that, no, look, I'm not denying that some people have been oppressed, like I've been saying in other videos. It's so dumb that the police right now are acting like mindless fools. When people are backing the blue are getting harassed by police for not wearing masks that have been proven to not be not only effective but not only proven not to be effective, but they've been proven to be irrelevant. I mean, if cases are going up, despite deaths not going up too, and people aren't perishing and people are wearing these masks, what the hell is it all for? Just stop it, alright? I just gotta say, like David Icke says, don't acquiesce and just live your life. Do your thing. When people, this is how protesting gets results. When people essentially hold their ground to the point where, tough as it sounds, where the authorities are forced to either incapacitate their human resources. Alright, that sounds pretty dire, but yeah, that's what people are going on stand for. But yeah, when people go on the line and say they're prepared to put their lives on the line, if you would, and of course render a country useless if they have no human resources, and cannot, and better still, certainly cannot control them, and thus force the country's hand to serve true justice. It doesn't work. Protesting doesn't work when you use violence, of course, because what are you fighting for when you've gone and killed who you're fighting for? So, dudes, use sense and live and let live. That's all I gotta say. Demun Jones, you got it straight down the middle. Red, white, blue, all colors, yo.
Wheat, corn, Kentucky heels, Detroit meals, backyard moonshine steals. People of every shade, they hustle to get the bills paid. Long days working, family first for certain, but you can have it worse. The soldiers get sent first, then they come home hurting, or rolling deep in a hearse. And they did it for you because that's what you're worth. So don't forget to tell them thank you for the service.
Service. Again, there's another thing I want to bring up. Somebody showed me this video to try and persuade me that Trump is no good, because they said that Trump said he'll use the military to administer COVID-19 vaccines all over the place. Now, for people, and thus saying that he supports mandated vaccines. I don't necessarily stick the two together myself. I say that this is a man who talks about herd mentality. Indeed, for people who indeed have a herd mentality, they would indeed flock to the vaccinators. But for people who insist on getting vaccinated, it's there for you. You don't have to wait. The army man is right there if you want. But hell, before I even go to the but, this is a man who promotes hydroxychloroquine, saying that the virus, the so-called COVID-19 nonsense, lie in my opinion, but because it's not been isolated and proven to exist. But anyway, this COVID-19 could just go away all by itself. He's called it a hoax when he said all these things about COVID-19 not being real up to this point. He was absolutely right. But of course, there is a deep state people are dealing with, a puppet show that's being puppeteered to pit the police against the populace, and it's one way or another. Well, while police are just being stupid, mindless robots, just ignoring what is truly right to do, not right, and they're just doing what they're told. They're essentially losing the support of the people when they do that. So that's stupid. But the people actually, I've got to say, if there's one good thing that this violent Black Lives Matter protests have achieved, it shows that the police aren't everything without the support of the people. You literally can turn on them and they'll just fuck off. But that's the whole point right here. When people are standing their ground against police pathetic enforcement of nonsensical policies, make sure you wear a mask, even if you've got asthma, even if you have exemption, and they don't believe you when you try and say I have an exemption. They try and mask you anyway, tase you, bullshit. And stuff when you get all that nonsense, you got to stand your ground back. I'm not trying to say resist. I'm not trying to say fight the police or injure them per se. When I say fight, I'm not trying to say injure them. That's what I'm trying to say. But if you people gather together and just exercise your right to peacefully protest properly, you cannot be shut down. It's funny how the violent protesters are trying to overpower the peaceful protesters. But anyway, the whole point of me bringing up the army thing is to say, what would you do if, worst case scenario, let's say hypothetically, Trump was secretly trying to stick everybody with a needle or whatnot, give them all vaccines. What would you do if you were forcibly administered a vaccine? First of all, would you, of course, hate Trump? Yeah, if you were to do so, that you'd be well within your right, because most Trump supporters are non-vaxxers, like Officer Tatum, for instance, and me, for instance, even though I'm not American. I'm just saying. I personally do believe in faith and whatnot, and I'd say that the good news about faith. This is a very weird statement to make, but just quote Jesus here. It's not what goes into you that defiles you, but it is what comes out. I know it may sound like airy-fairy stuff, but hey, we're talking about in God we trust. You got to see how far your faith goes. You can use your faith to remedy remedy being forcibly vaccinated. You can use your faith to stop the vaccination in the first place. And ultimately, I'm using my faith right now to do the latter. And it's not even about stopping the vaccine, stopping the vaccines from existing or anything. When you keep saying what you don't want, it just tends to happen. This is why the left are actually giving Trump power, because they don't talk about Biden enough. They just hate on Trump, but they know it's giving him all the energy. Trump's obviously got it. But instead of saying anti-vax, just say non-vax. That's the thing. I'm a non-vaxxer. So I'm not an anti-vax. To fight something, when you resist, what you resist persists. So all that jazz being said, what's your take on vaccinations, and what's your take on what Trump is doing to give people the option to stay vaccine free? I understand, as somebody once said with him in a press conference, somebody on his team, I can't remember who it was, said the vaccines are not mandatory. Excellent. Just keep it going. I believe Trump and his team are looking to offer choice. I mean, I tell you what, if you're into vaccines, of course, knock yourself out. It's as they said in the Matrix too. It's all about choice. If you give people the choice, hell, a lot of people take the vaccine, and well, they'll live with the consequences. But they may even survive quite well. But if you try and force it on people, then you're going to get more of this violence. So, what do you say? Let's keep going.
What color are you? Me, I'm red, white, blue. America, throw your hands up. The dream is coming true. What color are you? Me, I'm red, white, blue. Everybody put your flag up, 'cause this is your land too. What color are you?
Join. Thank you very much, Denise Homer. Let me know what you think, everyone. Have a good day. Oh, and I'll check out the debates as soon as I get a chance. Peace.